Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Joy's DIYs. I'm Joy, and today's tutorial is going to be decorative wall art, or should I say glitter wall art. The items for this tutorial will be listed in the description box below. So with that being said, let's get started. Clean my glass, but you're going to need, depending on how many you want to do, you're going to need either 4 or 8. Right now I'm just going to show you the tutorial using 4. So again, I already took the liberty of taking mine apart and spray painting them, and I spray painted mine metallic gold. I did 2 in metallic gold and 2 in metallic silver. So I'm going to sit this over to the side now here. So what we're going to do first is you're going to take your piece of glass. Again, you're going to clean it as best as you can and try to remove any debris. Okay, that's on the back hand side. And with these inspirational frames, sometimes once you go to remove the writing on it, it comes in different colors like blues, reds, yellows, blacks. Sometimes you'll still see the imprint of where the words were, but don't worry about that because you're going to be covering all of that up, okay? So once you've cleaned your glass on the area that you're going to work with, which I'm going to wipe that off again, sorry. You're just going to take a little bit of rubbing alcohol and clean it. If you prefer to use Windex or whatever type of glass cleaner you choose, that's perfectly fine. You're going to take your glass, okay, and you're going to take your masking tape, painter's tape, or whichever type of tape that you have that will make sure that your area is sealed off so nothing seeps up under it. We're going to take that tape. For this one, I think I want to try to create some squiggly lines. So in order to do that, we're just going to take our tape, okay, and we're just going to start covering the surface of the mirror. And yes, you can overlap the tape if you like, because like I said, I'm going to do like really like curves and circles, things like that with this one instead of going straight lines. All right, so I'm just going to take my tape, I'm going to overlap all the way over the tape. Okay. Just take my X-Acto knife and I'll trace around what I want to cut out. Alright, you want to be very careful when using an X-Acto knife. Okay, I have to. You want to make sure you're cutting deep enough for you to pull that tape off of there. Okay, and I'm going to go also on the inside as well. Because again, I want to create a unique design. And this shape here, I left here and here because, excuse me, I'm going to be overlapping those. So now what we're going to do now is we're going to start with the painting process. So the colors that I'm going to be using are vintage white, brushed silver, and antique gold. So I'm going to run, and some of the paint is really thick, so you'll see what I mean when I pour it out. So I'm going to shake it up if you're using your metallic paint first. Add a little bit. I'm going to put this over here so I'll be able to use this board more than once for each color. Take my little pouncy brush I'm going to dab it in there. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to start going in this circle here, this full circle. And I'm just going to pounce where the glass is there. Okay, if you prefer to use a paintbrush, by all means you can. And probably the next one I'll show you what it looks like with a paintbrush. Okay, and that's what it should look like. Alright, if I'm not loud enough for you, I do apologize. I do have the air conditioner on in the background, so I do apologize. Okay, and this is the difference. Can you hold this? This is the difference between the paintbrush and the pouncer brush. If you can see, you see the strokes in the paintbrush. I don't like those strokes, so that's why I use the pouncer brush. And also, I like the texture that it gives. I don't know if you can see the little bubblish effect. It gives a texture to the paint. Alright, so, okay, so I just wanted to come back and show you what it's starting to look like. And I'm not sure if you can see through the light. So you want to make sure when you're actually doing the painting process, you want to add at least maybe 3 to 4 coats of paint, just to make sure that you can't see any light shining through your colors. Alright, so if you can look, you can see the white here on the side, which really doesn't look white, but if you can look at it, you can see there are some spots missing, as well as through the gold. So you want to add, like I said, you want to do at least 3 to 4 coats of paint. Here's another design that I've done, and as you can see, you want to make sure your paint is opaque, where you can't really see through it. This is 2 layers of each, and you want to make sure you get very close to the edges of the tape, so you don't have any showing of the glass through there. So as you can see with this one, I'm starting to get that opaque look to it, but I'm going to go over it with a few more coats, and then I'll show you what that looks like. So this is one version with 2 coats. This is the version that I showed you the first time, and this only has 1 coat. Okay, so this is what your piece should look like depending on the design that you made. This is what mine looks like. Again, I use silver, metallic silver, metallic gold, and white. So I used 2 different color golds. So I used a antique gold here and here, and this here is a royal gold. And I used a metallic silver here, and then the white. So this is what one design looks like after you take the tape off. So I'm going to put that over here because we got to go and clean that up. And this one is already finished. We're around the edges with a sharp knife, and make sure you're not lifting up any tape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over really lightly on the edges that I can see. Light is really bright, so I'm just going to trace over. And you want to make sure you use the sharp portion of the knife, the blade, the very tip of the blade. Go down it as carefully as you can. Right along the edge of the tape. And I apologize because my vision is really, really bad. So I know this is taking a bit long, but I want to make sure I'm not messing up the 3 layers of the paint. Then I'm going to go over here on this side, do the same here. So I can remove this portion of the tape. Be very careful, especially if you're using a really sharp blade. And I'm just going to go across here because think, oh no, I should be able to lift it. And then I'm just going to take my blade, the very edge of it. Be very careful. Alright, let me try here because this seems to be a bubble. And as you can see, my tape somewhat lifted because it wasn't the right tape to use. So I'm going to take this all the way down to the edge and lift it. Oh, I lifted up some paint off the tape, so. And again, you want to be careful. Make sure your cuts are sharp, because as you can see, I just messed that one up. But I'll be able to go over and clean it. Pull it down slowly. Okay. And again, I'm going to go over and I'm going to clean these edges up. You're going to do that before you move on to the next step. And this is what the process should look like when you start taking the tape off. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and finish that and come back and show you what that looks like. And this is the other piece. And as you can see, that's why I said be very careful to what kind of tape you use and very careful as to how you take it off, because I went to lift up my tape and a whole portion of my paint that I had painted here pulled up with it. And the glitter that I'm using is this glitter. It is the Sulin Extra Fine Glitter, and the color is Crystal Diamond. It's like an iridescent white. Alright, so this is what I'm going to be using. So again, grab your Mod Podge, grab a brush. I'm going to use a smaller brush this time because I want to be able, I don't want to have to go through outside of the line. So I'm going to apply some of the Mod Podge in there, and as you can see, mine is really liquidy, and that's because I mixed water with mine because I don't want it to be really thick because the paint layers are already thick. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a generous amount of Mod Podge. Okay, trying to stay within the line of the paint and just spread it out. Okay, take off what I put on there. And if you want, you can just dab it. You don't have to spread it with the paintbrush. You can just dab it. And then I'm going to take my glitter and just sprinkle. Okay. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to knock this off, so bear with me. Alright, and that should be what you have with the glitter. Alright, so you're going to do this to each one of the areas that you painted, and come back and then I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, and this is what your pieces should look like with the glitter on them. Okay, so we're going to move on to the, and what I did, I just took the mirror, put it on there, traced it out, and cut it. Okay, so not exactly sure which one I want to use, which designs, but what you're going to do is you're going to take your glitter paper and you're going to place it behind your design like so. Okay, and like I said, I did my frames 2 in gold and 2 in silver. So I'm going to be using this black glitter paper behind the silver frame. You take your frame already painted, okay, you're going to flip it upside down. You're going to take your abstract painting, you're going to place it inside the frame, making sure that it's even. All right, and then you're just going to take your glitter paper, place it behind it. All right, take your back piece, insert it. Okay. And that's what your abstract art should look like. All right. Okay, and here is your completed project. I thought they came out absolutely gorgeous. I like the gold glitter paper that I made in the background of the painted iridescent glitter on top of the colors. So this is one. This is the other with the black glitter paper. Up next is the completed project. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. As always, it has been my pleasure. And if you are new to our channel, welcome. We would love to have you be a part of the family by hitting that subscription button as well as that notification bell. As always, I thank you for tuning in to Joy's DIYs. If you could just give this video a thumbs up, a like, or a share. However you choose to do it, we would appreciate it as this helps boost our channel. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and God bless.